The 2013 Lexus GX 460 is the best SUV for you if you want to find out why they don't build them like this anymore. This is an old school SUV. It's built like a truck, literally, with a big square body bolted to a strong separate frame. 90% of today's SUVs are crossovers. They're constructed like cars with a lighter weight one-piece structure. This Lexus is built to withstand off-road punishment that would cripple the typical crossover. Trouble is, most GX owners live where there are roads. This is Chuck Giametta with an Iguita video review of the 2013 Lexus GX 460. Join us for a look at its pricing, performance, features, and competition. Lexus slots the GX 460 between its smaller $40,000 RX crossover and the bigger $82,000 LX 570 body-on-frame SUV. The GX is essentially a gussied-up forerunner from parent company Toyota, but with Lexus levels of luxury, a side-opening cargo door instead of a liftgate, and something important the forerunner doesn't have, a V8 engine. The American market GX comes in base and premium trim levels. Watch the evening news and you'll see its 99%er cousin in war zones and on safari, powered by diesel engines. That's an international identity the GX shares with a close competitor, the Land Rover LR4. In America, the Land Rover has a more powerful V8 than the GX, and it costs a bit less. Hard to say which has more prestige, but Land Rover can't match Lexus's award-winning reliability. The GX isn't pretty because it's shaped by its mission. It's narrow to slip through tight spaces and has a short wheelbase for a compact turning circle. Both are useful in Beirut and in Bloomingdale's parking lot. Inside, the expected Lexus leather and wood is standard, but rear legroom is a little stingy, and the third row seat that makes this a 7-passenger SUV is confining and hard to access. Leave it for the kids. With a modest 301 horsepower and no excess torque, the GX isn't a drag racer, but you appreciate what reserves this V8 does have when you can pass traffic or climb hills that leave the forerunner gasping. The GX's 17-mile-per-gallon city highway combined rating may leave you gasping too, but off-road this Lexus never breathes hard. All-wheel drive is standard, and so is a rigid rear axle, locking center differential, and low-range gearing. The premium model adds crawl control, which essentially takes over to climb boulders and claw through mud. All you do is steer. These off-road attributes, however, make for a bouncy ride, something you won't suffer in a luxury crossover. A power tilt telescope steering column, heated and cooled memory front seats, and a moonroof are standard on the GX. The navigation system ought to be too at these prices, and asking base model buyers to pay $150 for a cargo cover seems mean. The options list also includes a $3,200 pre-collision system that detects where the driver is looking. If it's not in the direction of an obstacle ahead, the system sounds a warning and cinches the seatbelts, then begins applying the brakes. You can option a GX into the mid-$60,000 range, though base models start around $55,000 and premiums around $59,500. That's roughly what a Mercedes-Benz M-Class costs. Land Rover LR4s are about $5,000 less. Of course, if you want off-road ability, there's always a well-equipped forerunner at under $40,000. Lexus does what it can to civilize an SUV built for extreme conditions. Perhaps the best version of this vehicle would be a forerunner with the GX's V8. For more on the 2013 Lexus GX 460 and other cars, trucks, and SUVs, go to Iguita.com.